Agbana, that matter is dismissed on plaintiff's motion without prejudice. Red Shield Rentals versus Nadira Hope.
David Fantier on behalf of the plaintiff.
Is she here?
Hello.
There she is. Hello, Miss Hope. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. All right.
I think we're about to change that, Your Honor. This is a case that I've been dreading all week. We actually found out from SOS last Friday that her case was denied because she received ESG earlier and she received barrier busters earlier. So she's at the 3,000 ESG limit and she's at the $5,000 county limit. I spoke to Kara Painter at SOS and I requested that they appeal that directly to the county. And they did that not once, but twice. And Kristen at the county denied it. I actually had a very nice conversation with Ms. Hope to see if we could come up with anything else. I've also got a call into, since the county can't help, even with new funds, because there's that county limit, I reached out to the state to see if maybe they could stretch the MISHDA funding. Ms. Hope and I had a very nice conversation Friday, trying to go over all possibilities. Because I think the last thing any of us want to do is evict Ms. Hope. So that's where we are right now. Like I said, I know we've been trying to work with her. You've been very gracious to both parties. And anyway, I'll leave Ms. Hope. You want to add anything?
The courtroom begins with a calm introduction, but tension quietly builds as the case of Miss Hope is called. Everyone already senses that this situation is not a normal eviction dispute. The lawyer openly admits he's been dreading this hearing all week, which immediately signals trouble. Financial aid programs that were supposed to help have already reached their strict limits. Every door the attorney knocked on seems to have been closed by rules and funding caps, yet the conversation remains respectful, showing that both sides actually tried to work together. Instead of anger, there is a strange mix of frustration, concern, and exhaustion in the room. Right away, viewers realize this story may become more emotional than anyone expected.
So I have been waiting for Social Security disability to get back in touch with me since December. And it still says in the online system that they received my information in December and it's still in reconsideration. So I reached out to an attorney last week to help with the disability case. And so on Tuesday, I had a meeting with an attorney and they're going to move forward with helping me get the funds through Social Security disability or at least trying to get my application pushed through there. So that's one thing that is moving at least in the right direction. And so also because my medications were making it extremely difficult for me to earn any income because of all the side effects. What else?
As the discussion continues, it becomes clear that the system is moving painfully slow for Miss Hope. Her disability claim has been sitting in reconsideration for months without answers. The delay leaves her stuck in a terrifying place between survival and uncertainty. The judge listens carefully while she explains how she is trying to fight through the process. There is no dramatic argument here, only the quiet pressure of real-life problems. Lawyers, social workers, and agencies have all tried to find a solution, but nothing has worked yet. The tension now shifts from legal debate to the human struggle behind the paperwork, and the courtroom slowly turns from a legal battle into a story about survival.
Is in my power to do, because I have to.
Right.
It's all.
So you got to take your medication.
You can feel the judge trying to balance compassion with responsibility at the same time. This is the kind of moment that reminds everyone how brutal real-life choices can become, and the courtroom falls into a heavy silence filled with concern.
And because you're always in my prayers every day. So
Thank you.
But I was thinking about you particularly, and a statement that what my mom used to tell me, and my grandfathers, and they came from my grandfathers, and that is, sometimes you got to make a way out of no way. I don't know what that always means, and I'll leave it this way.
The judge begins speaking not just as a judge, but almost like a caring mentor. He reminds her that staying alive must always come before chasing money. His words carry the wisdom passed down from his family about making a way out of no way. That phrase lands with powerful meaning inside a courtroom full of uncertainty. Instead of punishment, the judge offers encouragement and guidance. During a difficult moment, it is rare to see a courtroom shift from legal authority to personal compassion. So clearly, everyone listening realizes this case has become deeply personal for the judge himself, and the message becomes simple: do not lose hope, even when the path looks impossible.
Guess I can't force anybody to take it, and you're the best one to judge that, so I'll leave that there. But I don't want you, for financial reasons, not to do that. I understand the other obligations, and you'll have to weigh and balance that. Tara, I didn't mean to yell at you. I just
No, that's
and
fine.
I appreciate your efforts. But
And I'm going to continue, Your Honor. My concern is that, and Amy can hear what I'm going to say. Miss Hope, this should have been dealt with 2 months ago, because they knew then that she had already gotten that. And had that happened, the number would have been a lot lower, and we might have been able to piecemeal money together from other agencies. So that was the basis of.
Rather than rushing to judgment, the judge decides to slow everything down. He postpones the decision and promises that more time will be used to search for help. This moment shows the court trying to work around a broken system of funding limits. Even the lawyer admits that if things were handled earlier, the problem might have been smaller. Now the challenge is turning a mountain of debt back into something manageable. The courtroom discussion becomes a strategy meeting instead of a confrontation. Agencies, attorneys, and even the court itself start looking for creative solutions, and the audience realizes that persistence may still change the outcome.
Me having SOS Kara Painter, Kara's been great. Going back to Kristen, basically saying this should not have been handled the way it was handled. Please override that. So maybe the court can do something.
Mr. Van, I'll tell you this. I don't tend to get involved in those things, but I realize also that the payment and other things are part of this. They have become part of the court process. So, Mr. Fantera, if you need me to talk to somebody on this case, because I think you're right, had it been taken care, we'd be dealing with a different amount, and we would have a molehill instead of a mountain. So, if you need me to, you know how to reach me. You get through to Miss Tang. I'm there. We're going to make this happen.
The person, I'm told by Kara, and maybe Amy can tell me, that the person making this decision at OCED is Kristen Kunis, that it's her decision to make, and that she declined not once but twice to override both the $3,000 ESG limit and the $5,000 county limit. So I would imagine that anything needs to go back through her.
Send Miss Tang an email indicating that it's on this case. Yep. And that if the court sees fit, that the court needs to make a call and talk to Miss Kunis. I'll be more than happy to do that.
I just want to make sure that my conversation is not going to be an ex parte communication. I'm just going to email Miss Tang that exact information.
Just email Miss Tang, and now that Miss Hope knows that you're going to do that, if you just send a copy to her, that's fine. I'm going to do what I got to do.
And I'm going to continue dealing with the state in the hope that I'm going to be dealing with Alice at DHS in the hope that the state can waive whatever limits they've got to try to help Miss Hope on this one also. So I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing. I just want you to know that.
Ms. Hope, anything else you want to say, ma'am?
No, just thank you both.
What did I tell you? You don't give up until I tell you to give up. You know, everything my mama ever told me was prophetic, and it was always right. So we're going to find a way to make a way out of no way. All right?
All right.
All right. Miss Hope, you take care of yourself. And as I always tell you, I want you worried about you and your child. I don't want you worried about this. We'll somehow or another we'll get this. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. God bless you.
God bless you.
Red Shield Rentals.
As the hearing comes to an end, the judge leaves Miss Hope with one powerful rule: you do not give up until the court tells you to give up. Those words carry more weight than any legal order written on paper. He promises to help search for a path forward. No matter how difficult it seems, the focus shifts from eviction to protecting a mother and her child in a courtroom usually filled with cold legal decisions. This moment feels surprisingly human. Hope and determination replace the fear that filled the room earlier, and the story closes with the belief that somehow a way will be found out of no way.